Okay. Are we there now? Jai. Rasaraj Prabhu, what happened?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Jai, Dandavad. How is everything?
Everything is okay?
Good. Yes, now I can see that everything is okay from your smile. Yes, so we start. Om Agena Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Shakshur Vinitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Vistam Stapitanyena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamanam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Tadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha Namo Vishnuvadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Kavichanda Swaminiti Namini Namaste Prabhupada Tarinama Pracharini Granta Vitarana Pritiveshasha Nisada Namo Vishnuvadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastatya Deshatarini Jai Vachakapataruvya Shakipa Sindhuvya Vachapatitana Pavadevya Vaishravivyo Namo Nama Namo Ma Badaya Krishna Prima Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Goratishe Nama Panchadattamakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Vatara Bhaktakam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabando Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Amad, yes, now we have Amadeus Frickson-Tos. Amadeus means Deus means God, eh? Amadeus means what? And no, Santos means pure devotee. Okay. Pure devotee. Amadeus means what?
Is that a Greek name? Deus? Is that a Greek name, Deus? Amadeus?
What is the meaning of Amadeus? I'm asking. I don't know the meaning. Must be a Spanish name.
Maybe Pitambar Prabhu can share how did he get his name.
Oh, Amari means love Deus. Love is God.
Love God.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice name. So your name is a very saintly name, Santos. Santos means pure devotee. God is love, yes. A pure devotee and God is love. Very wonderful name, eh? Okay. So who can tell me what we did yesterday? Quick revision. You know, we always ask.
Yes, Prabhu, we did discuss about the Bhagavad, about the Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 text 14 about happiness and distress.
Yeah.
That they only arise from sense perception. That we understand that Krishna is instructing Arjuna to do not lament over the kingdom because Arjuna decided not to fight. And also we did discuss about the soul.
Yes.
Prabhupada explained the size of the soul, that when we put it in a layman's term, if we cut the tip of the hair into 10,000 times, that is the size of the soul. So it's very, very inconceivable. And also the soul sits in everyone's heart as a Paramatma. So we should not kill any cockroaches.
Yeah. Yes, we have to make sure that our environment is clean. Then we don't need to kill any cockroach. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I want to ask another question. Who can tell me, of all the 5 reasons that Arjuna is giving not to fight, which one Krishna is directly responding to now? This is 100,000 pesos answer question as gift for us, someone who answered correctly.
Can you tell the question again? What's the question again?
Which of the reasons that Arjuna gave not to fight that Krishna is responding to by giving the knowledge of the soul? Is it enjoyment? Is it family relation? Is it sinful activities? Which of them? All right, Prabhu wants to win the gift.
Prabhu, can you repeat the question, please?
Oh, I will repeat 100 times, no problem. Which of the reason Arjuna gave not to fight that Krishna is replying to now, is responding to? Which of the reason? Is it enjoyment? Is it sinful reactions? Family tradition? Which one Krishna is responding to?
Indecision.
Okay, that is your answer. Very good. Thank you. Any other question? Any other answer?
Is it compassion?
Oh! Okay, tell me your account number now. I'm going to send you the money. You have to ask me whether I have it first. Where did you see the money? Okay, so yes, compassion. Krishna is trying to destroy the Arjuna's compassionate mentality, you know, it's by telling him, giving the knowledge of the soul. You know, you are compassionate to the soul, yeah, to the body, but they are not the body, they are the soul. So kill them and these sinful people and help them to change and get in a better body. So Krishna is destroying the ignorance of Arjuna related to compassion of the body. Okay, so from here, from 11 to 30, is the same under the compassion that Krishna is still speaking, is trying to destroy Arjuna, you know, having compassion for the body of the opposite people. So that is what Krishna is. You got it. Thank you very much. So thank you for that. Let's continue. All right, Prabhu, do you get that now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So, yes, so it's compassion.
Compassion.
As we are going, Krishna will be destroying the different arguments. So we'll go, as we are getting it, I will be asking you this question again and again, and you have to identify it. So Krishna destroys compassion mentality now, that they are not the body, they are the soul inside the body. So don't worry about the body so much. Okay, let's continue. The Gita. So now we're supposed to continue from text 22, isn't it?
Yes, 22.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. This is text 21. So we go to text 22. Yes. Sorry, I'm using Vedas based online, so it's depending on my internet. Okay, very nice analogy Krishna is using here to further expatiate on his point to Arjuna. Vasam sigirnani yataviyaya navani grinanti naruparani tatasharirani vyanya jirnani ayani samyanti nabanide. Translation: as a person puts on a new garment, giving up old ones. The soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Did we understand this analogy? Do we understand this analogy Krishna is using?
Yes, Prabhu. I understand.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
explaining that the body is like an old dress when it dies, and we need to put on a new dress or a new body.
Yeah. Yeah, this analogy, we use it a lot when we are preaching about the soul. We use it a lot. That the soul, like devotee also, they go further to explain that the body is like a coat, the subtle body is like the shirt you put under your coat, and the soul is like the real person inside the cloth. So when the clothes become old and useless, you change it. So Krishna is saying, for purport. Somebody want to read?
Okay, Prabhu.
Please go
Purport.
ahead.
Change of body by the atomic individual soul is an accepted fact. Even the modern scientists who do not believe in the existence of the soul, but at the same time cannot explain the source of energy from the heart, have to accept continuous changes of body which appear from childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to youth, and again from youth to old age. From old age, the change is transferred to another body. This has already been explained in the previous verse 2.13. Transference of atomic individual soul to another body is made possible by the grace of the super soul. The super soul fulfills the desire of the atomic soul as one friend fulfills the desire of another. The Vedas, like the Mundaka Upanishads, as well as the Swatasvatara Upanishad, compare the soul and the super soul to two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. One of the birds, the individual atomic soul, is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other bird, Krishna, is simply watching his friend. Of these two birds, although they are same in quality, one is captivated by the fruits of the material tree, while the other is simply witnessing the activity of his friend. Krishna is the witnessing bird, and Arjuna is the eating bird. Although they are friends, one is still the master and other is the servant. Forgetfulness of this relationship by atomic soul is the cause of one's changing his position from one tree to another, or from one body to another. The jiva soul is struggling very hard on the tree of the material body, but as soon as he agrees to accept the other bird as supreme spiritual master, as Arjuna agreed to do by voluntary surrender unto Krishna for instruction, the subordinate bird immediately becomes free from all lamentations. Both Mundaka Upanishad and Swatisvara Upanishad 4.7 confirm this. Samane Vriksha Purusa Nimagno Nisaya Suchate Muya Manaha Yustamyada Pasyate Anyam Isam Asya Mami Manam Ite Vitasokaha. Although the two birds are in the same tree, the eating bird is fully engrossed with anxiety and more sadness as the enjoyer of the fruit of the tree. But if in the same way or the other he turns his face to his friend the Lord and know his glories, at once the suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties. Arjuna has now turned his face toward his eternal friend, Krishna, and is understanding the Bhagavad Gita from him. And thus, hearing from Krishna, he can understand the supreme glories of the Lord and be free from lamentation. Arjuna is advised herewith by the Lord not to lament for the bodily change of his old grandfather and his teacher. He should rather be happy to kill their bodies in righteous fight so that they may be cleansed at once of all reactions from various bodily activities. One who lays down his life on the sacrificial altar or in the proper battlefield is at once cleansed of bodily reactions and promoted to a higher state of life. So there was no cause for Arjuna's lamentation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So Prabhupada used another analogy again in the purport. To portrays Krishna's analogy. And what is that analogy Prabhupada used?
The two birds on the tree.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Yeah, we have to remember all these analogies when we are preaching, because they help us to actually pass this our philosophy to general people, in a way that they can understand. Okay, so the two birds on the tree, one is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other one is just a witnessing bird. And that witnessing bird is who?
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes, Krishna. Krishna is the witnessing bird. And we are the other bird trying to taste. Oh, let me taste this fruit. Oh, it's sour. Oh, let me taste this fruit. Oh, it's sweet. Oh, let me taste this sweet. Oh, it's bitter. So in this way, we are tasting the fruit of material existence. And Krishna is just witnessing us, because it's a friend, at the same time a witnesser. He's thinking, why would this guy just turn to me and forget about tasting all this fruit? Then I can give him the ultimate, eternal fruit. So Krishna is waiting for us anxiously so that we can turn to him. Prabhupada gave an example, just like Arjuna has surrendered to Krishna. Okay, and then now Krishna is giving him supreme instruction. So Krishna is waiting for us also to completely surrender to him so that he can guide us back home, back to God. And just like it's mentioned, Teshams, he say in that Teshams, the time Yuktana Bajatam, pretty Pudupakram, that Dami Buddhi Yoga Tam, Yenama Mopayantite. So Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, as you surrender unto me, no. He said, those who engage in serving me with love and devotion, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. So when we surrender to Krishna, surely Krishna will give us the knowledge by which we can attain the perfection of life. So Krishna is just waiting for us. So Prabhupada is using that analogy and is explaining it very, in details in the purport. So we should take note of that and really write it where we can remember and use it for our preaching also. Thank you. Now we go to 23. Today we have to try to reach 27 at least. Nainam Chindanti Shastrani, Nainam Dahati Pavakaha, Naichainam Kredayati Apo, Nasushati Marutaha. Translation: the soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moisture by water, nor withered by the wind. Okay, so Krishna continued to tell Arjuna, your weapon is not going to kill them, you're just changing their body. Purport, someone want to read?
Okay.
All right. All kinds of weapons: sword, flame weapons, rain weapons, tornado weapons, etc., are unable to kill this spirit soul. It appears that there were many kinds of weapons made of earth, water, air, ether, and etc. In addition to the modern weapons of fire, even the water, air, even the unclear weapons of the modern age are classified as fire weapons, but formerly there were other weapons made of all different types of material elements. Fire weapons were counteracted by the water weapons, which are now unknown to modern science. Nor do modern scientists have knowledge of tornado weapons. In any case, the soul can never be cut into pieces or otherwise annihilated by any kind of weapon. The Mayavadi cannot explain how the individual soul came into existence simply by ignorance and consequently become covered by the illusory energy, nor what is very possible to cut the individual souls from the original supreme soul. Rather, the individual souls are internally separated parts of the Supreme Soul. Because they are atomic individual souls internally, sanatana are prone to be covered by the illusionary energy, and thus they became separated from the association of the Supreme Lord. Just the spark of the fire, although one is quality with the fire, are prone to be extinguished when out of the fire. In the Baraha Purana, the living entities are described as separated part and parcel of the Supreme. They are internally, so according to the Bhagavad Gita, also, so even after being liberated from illusion, the living entity remain a separated identity, as in evident from the teaching of the Lord to Arjuna. Arjuna became liberated by the knowledge received from Krishna, but he never became one with Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So which another analogy Krishna used here? We have to take note of all these analogies. Actually, they're very good for our preaching. Which another analogy Krishna used, in that purport? I'm waiting.
So just as sparks of fire, not just as the sparks of a fire, although one in quality with the fire, are prone to be extinguished when out of the fire.
Very good. Yes, that is the analogy, another analogy Krishna used. And there's another one also he used towards the end.
All kinds of weapons, swords, flame weapons, rains weapons, tornado weapons, etc. are unable to
No,
kill the
not
spirits.
that one. Not that one. Not that one. I'm talking about analogy now.
Living
We're talking
entities.
about, because actually all these analogies, they are very good for our preaching application. That's what I'm asking. Now are we taking note of this analogy Krishna used in the purport? We have to write them down because they help us when we are talking about the soul. Especially we know that it's very important when we are preaching to newcomer, we always talk about the soul. So when we take note of all this analogy, it helps us a lot to really, explain better to them.
This is the only analogy in the purport.
Yeah.
It says just as the sparks of a fire, although one in quality with a fire, they are prone to be extinguished when out of the fire. That is the analogy Prabhupada is given. There's another one? I don't see another one.
Yeah, then he now says in the Bhagavad Purana, the living entity are described as separated part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Okay? You understand?
That's the same analogy.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. The one is the fire analogy, the other one is the living entity are part and parcel of the Lord. Okay?
Okay.
That's, we are separated part and parcels of the Lord. Like, because it's just like the hand. Here actually is a little bit complicated because here it says the entity are described as separated part and parcels. Actually. So they are internally so, according to the Bhagavad Gita also. So even after being liberated from illusion, the living entity remains a separate entity, as is evident from the teaching of the Lord to Arjuna. So the point I'm just trying to bring out there is that we are eternally separated parts of God. That's what Prabhupada is trying to explain to us there. We are eternally separate parts and parcels of God. It is a little bit sound complicated. How can somebody be separated and at the same time part of the thing, of the whole? Okay, it's just like when you talk about what a good example we can give. actually. Example about a separated part and parcel of a particular thing. No, any example comes to mind now. But the point I'm trying to make here is that Prabhupada is trying to nullify the Mayavadi philosophy of that we are one with God. So we are eternally parts and simultaneously separate from God. That is like in the way yesterday when we were discussing, we talked about the different philosophies. Who can remind us? We didn't talk about it at the beginning. The different philosophy. Anybody remember?
Was it the Mayavadis and the Brahmavadis?
No, not that one. Then we talk about I talk about actually about the different philosophies. Buddhist, Sankaracharya. Is it yesterday or the day before yesterday? We talk about that. Shankaracharya, then the Vaishnava Acharya, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who remember what we discussed about them? I use number.
If I remember, you discuss about the Chinta Veda Veda, what Mahaprabhu or your Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that
Yes.
simultaneous and different, 2 and 1.
Yeah. So like the other day we discussed, Lord Buddha came, he said everything is zero. Everything is zero. So that is Sunyabadi. Okay. Then Shankaracharya came, he said everything is one. Okay. Then the Vaishnava Acharya, they came, they said everything is two. The living entity and God, it cannot be one. So Shankaracharya came, he drove away Buddhism from India. He said everything is one. Because Buddhism, they don't use the Vedas. So Shankaracharya came, he brought everybody to the Vedas and drove away Buddhism from India. That's why you see Buddhism is more practiced outside India. Okay? Then the Vaishnava Acharya came, like Madhu Acharya, Ramanuja Acharya, and they tried to defeat Shankaracharya. They said, no, everything cannot be one. Everything is two. The living entity is eternal part and parcel and at the same time separate from God. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. He said, what is all this argument about? Everything is simultaneously one and different. So that is the supreme preaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. Simultaneously one and different. So, and also we discussed that simultaneously one and different means in quality, we are the same with God. In quantity, we are different. Okay? Any other comments?
Can you say that again, Prabhu? The last part about
in quality, we are the same. In quantity, we are different. So qualitatively, we are the same with God. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. But in quantity, God is infinite. How will you say it? And we are infinitesimal. The two words sound almost like the same, but it's different, you know? Infinitesimal means small. Infinite means unlimited. So that is the difference. Okay, let's go to 23 because actually we are supposed to have some work today, if time permits. Some some group work. So let's go to 24. Okay. Achedio yamadayo yam akledio socia evacha nitya sarvagata stano achalo yam sanatana. Okay. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither born nor dried. It's everlasting, present everywhere. unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. Purports. Somebody want to read?
Okay, Prabhu. All these qualifications of the atomic soul definitely prove that the individual soul is eternally the atomic particle of the spirit whole, and he remains the same atom eternally without change. The theory of monism is very difficult to apply in this case because the individual soul is never expected to become one homogeneously. After liberation from material contamination, the atomic soul may prefer to remain as a spiritual spark in the effulgent rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the intelligent souls enter into the spiritual planets to associate with the personality of Godhead. The word sarvagata, all-pervading, is significant because there is no doubt that living entities are all over God's creation. They live on the land, in the water, in the air, within the earth, and even within fire. The belief that they are sterilized in fire is not acceptable because it is clearly stated here that the soul cannot be burned by fire. Therefore, there is no doubt that there are living entities also in the sun planet with suitable bodies to live there. If the sun globe is uninhabited, then the word sarvagata, living everywhere, becomes meaningless.
Nice one, huh? Nice points Prabhupada is giving here. Even in that is why some people, they think by cooking meat, they kill all the germs in the meat, but they end up having so many diseases from that. Many of them cannot understand, and that's why the doctor will say, completely stop that. You know, the animal who eat them as their food, they never get any disease from these things. So the soul is present everywhere, in the fire, in the air. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, this soul cannot be killed. So just do your duty, Arjuna. Okay, these guys, they're not supposed to be in their body again. Change it for them. So we're going to discuss this actually in our group exercise. Avyaktoya machintoya mavikaryoya murchate tasmai vamvidi twaminam nanosho shanti bharasi. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. Purport. As described previously, the magnitude of the soul is so small for our material calculation that it cannot be seen even by the most powerful microscope. Therefore, it's invisible. As far as the soul existence is concerned, no one can establish its existence experimentally beyond the proof of Shruti or Vedic wisdom. We have to accept this truth because there is no other source of understanding the existence of the soul. Although it is a fact by its perception, there are many things we have to accept solely on grounds of superior authority. No one can deny the existence of this father based upon the authority of his mother. There is no source of understanding the identity of the father except by the authority of the mother. Similarly, there is no source of understanding the soul except by studying the Vedas. In other words, the soul is inconceivable by human experimental knowledge. The soul is consciousness and conscious. That also is the statement of the Vedas. And we have to accept that, unlike the body changes, there is no change in the soul. As eternally unchangeable, the soul remains atomic in comparison to the infinite Supreme Lord, Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul is infinite. And the atomic soul is infinitesimal. Therefore, the infinitesimal soul, being unchangeable, personality of Godhead. This concept is repeated in the Vedas in different ways, just to confirm the stability of the conception of the soul. Repetition of something is necessary in order that we understand the matter thoroughly without error. So Prabhupada again and again is confirming the importance of the individual soul as completely different from the from the Supreme Soul, God himself. And he mentioned here, actually we have our free will, like the impersonalists, Mayavadis, who want to merge into the Supreme Soul. So Krishna gave that permission also. If you don't want to be individual, okay, you want to merge, it's okay, you merge. But the soul has its own individual nature that it can enter into the spiritual world and relate eternally with the Supreme Soul in the spiritual kingdom. So that's also, that opportunity is given to this minute soul. So this soul actually is very amazing. I think it's the next verse. Let's go. Because to understand the soul, like Krishna is teaching to Arjuna, you can only take the authority of the Vedas. There's no any other way. Like Prabhupada is mentioned in the purport. There's no other way. And that is why you see there is no any school in the Western world where they have the department that is studying the soul, because they don't have any information about the soul. Only in the Vedas. Okay. So we just have to accept what the Veda is giving us, because we can relate with it. And it's true. And make us to become fearless also in our material pursuit. Okay, let's test 27. Then we stop. Then we read some Prabhupada's quotes. Then we can do the exercise. I think the exercise is, when we get to 27, we can do exercise. Then we can see whether we continue to 30. Lord Krishna will continue to speak about this nature of the soul.
Prabhuji.
Sorry, Prabhuji, it's
30.
We jump
Can
into
you hear me?
Next is 26.
Yeah, we're on 26, not 27.
We're in
Ah.
26.
We are in 26, Prabhuji.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Keep
Please.
on,
We are going back. Okay, we are going back. Okay, ata China nityajatam nityam vamaya semritam tatapi tamahabao nainam shoshitu maharasi. Translation: if, however, you think that the soul or the symptom of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, oh mighty Hamajon. Okay, somebody want to read the purports?
Okay, Prabhu. There is always a class of philosophers, almost akin to the Buddhists, who do not believe in the separate existence of the soul beyond the body. When the Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, it affirms that such philosophers existed, and they were known as the Lokayatikash and Vaibhashikash. Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms takes place at a certain mature condition of material combination. The modern material scientists and materialist philosophers also think similarly. According to them, the body is a combination of physical elements, and at a certain stage of life, symptoms develop by interaction of the physical and chemical elements. The science of anthropology is based on this philosophy. Currently, many pseudo-religions now becoming fashionable in America are also adhering to this philosophy, as are the nihilistic, non-devotional Buddhist sects. Even if Arjuna did not believe in the existence of the soul, as in the Vaibhashika philosophy, there would still have been no cause for lamentation. No one laments the loss of a certain bulk of chemicals and stop discharging prescribed duty. On the other hand, in modern science and scientific warfare, so many tons of chemicals are wasted for achieving victory over the enemy. According to the Vaibhashika philosophy, the so-called soul or Atma vanishes along with the deterioration of the body. So, in any case, whether Arjuna accepted the Vedic conclusion that there is an atomic soul or he did not believe in the existence of the soul, he had no reason to lament. According to this theory, since there are so many living entities generating out of matter every moment, and so many of them are being vanquished every moment. There is no need to grieve for such incidents. If there were no rebirth for the soul, Arjuna had no reason to be afraid of being affected by sinful reactions due to his killing his grandfather and teacher. But at the same time, Krishna sarcastically addressed Arjuna as Mahabahu, mighty arm, because he at least did not accept the theory of the Vaibhashikas, which leaves aside the Vedic wisdom. As a Satriya, Arjuna belonged to the Vedic culture, and it behooved him to continue to follow its principle. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So Prabhupada is emphasizing in the purport about this philosophy of the Buddhists, and it has been there from time immemorial, Buddhist philosophy, about the soul coming from the body, and at the end of the body, everything becomes zero. The soul also ceases to exist after the body. So this philosophy has been in existence from time immemorial, according to what Prabhupada is saying. So there's nothing we can do about that. So this philosophy will also continue to be there. But the thing that is there is that the material scientists, they love this particular philosophy, okay, because they cannot prove the existence of the soul. Very difficult for them to prove the existence of the soul. So the only way, the easy one to accept is that, okay, the soul, the living entity start at a particular time, and after some time, when there's, well, then the chemical, then everything disappear. And that is why you see now they are making so much serious effort to produce living entity in the laboratory, okay? Still, they have not been able to make any living entity from the chemicals because they still need the man sperm and the woman ovum to produce a baby. Now, till now, they have not been able to reach that level to produce from the chemical. They have not reached that level, okay? The only thing they can produce now is machines, okay? AI machines and all those things. They cannot produce souls from their laboratory. They have not reached that level. They still need the product of God. So they have not. So because of this, they are finding it difficult to prove the existence of the soul, which they will never be able to do. So Prabhupada, Krishna is telling Arjuna here, even though if you think that if ever you think that the symptom of life is always born and die forever, you still have no reason not to lament. Even though if you believe in this for particular, then why are you lamenting, Arjuna? After all this, nobody laments for the loss of chemicals. So Krishna is, trying to prove, to tell Arjuna, yeah, you are a Vedic man. You believe in the existence of the soul. So why are you speaking as if even if the soul does not, has no beginning, or it begins at a particular point, then it's going to disappear at a particular point. So you still have no reason to lament. Then, yeah, Jatasya Dhruvo Mrito, Dhruvam Jarma Mrita Secha Tasma Apari, Ayerite, Natum Shoshi Tuma Rasi. So after this, we will read the proper quotes. One who has taken his birth, this verse is a very nice one. One who has taken his birth is sure to die. And after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Okay. So this is very, very important. I don't know how they convince the army and the police people to do their duty, but Bhagavad Gita actually is very, very good for them, especially chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. Oh, purport. Somebody want to read?
One who has taken birth according to one has to take birth according to one's activities of life. And after finishing one term of activities, one has to die and take birth for the next. In this way, one is going through one cycle of birth and death and another without liberation. The cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. The battle of Kurukshetra being the will of the Supreme was an inevitable event, and to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Why should Arjuna be afraid of or grieve at the death of his relatives, since he was discharging his proper duty? He did not deserve to break the law, thereby becoming subjected to the reactions of sinful acts of which he was so afraid. By avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he would not be able to stop the death of his relatives, and he would be degraded due to his selection of the wrong path of action.
Thank you very much. So now let's read some Prabhupada's quotes regarding all the one we have done so far. When Prabhupada was giving lecture, this helps us to see how Prabhupada is talking about these points. Can you see my screen? No, because I've never shared it.
No, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Now we can see. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. So 1 minute, I'm coming. This thing should go down, you know. It's not going down. Okay. Okay, somebody want to read? If you are seeing it, if your eyes is so sharp, you want to read, please. If not, I will read.
Okay, Prabhu. This is Vaishnavism. So in the fighting principle, Arjuna is fighting for Krishna. He is following the previous fighting Acharya, Hanumanji. Therefore, he has depicted his flag with Hanuman. That Hanumanji, Bajrangbali, kindly help me. This is Vaishnavism. I have come here to fight for Lord Krishna. He fought also for the Lord. Kindly help me. This is the idea, Kapido Jaha. So any activities of the Vaishnav, they should always pray to the previous Acharya. Kindly help me, kindly. This is Vaishnav, is always thinking himself helpless, and begging help from the previous Acharya. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, text 20, London, July 17, 1973.
Thank you. Somebody else want to read this one?
My dear Krishna, I cannot order you. Order must come from you. But because you promised to carry out my order, you wanted to become my chariot driver. Therefore, I am ordering. I am not in the position of ordering to you, and you promised to carry out my order. And I think you are fixed up in your that promise. Therefore, I'm asking you, Achyuta, you don't fall from your promise. This is the Sinayor Obhyabor Madhye Ratisam Satpayame Achyutal Bhagavad Gita 1.21, verse 22, London, July 18, 1972. Hare Krishna.
Next, somebody can see this.
Okay, Prabhu. Kripaya Paraya. Kripaya Paraya Avishta. He becomes overwhelmed with compassion. Very remorselessly, O Krishna, I will have to fight with them. I will have to kill them. Why this consciousness came? The other side also, Duryodhana. Why he did not think in that way? Why Arjuna is thinking? Because he is devotee. That is the difference. A devotee thinks like that. A devotee does not like to kill anyone, even an ant. Why he should be encouraged to kill his friends? A devotee is like that. So many atrocities were done to him. Still, when the questions of killing came, he was not very happy. No, this is Vaishnava. This is Vaishnava. He is ready to excuse even the greatest enemy. Bhagavad Gita 1.26 to 27, London, July 21, 1973.
Thank you very much. You understand? This is the mode of a devotee. Proper mention, evil and ants, like we were talking about cockroach yesterday. Evil and ants. Okay, another one. Please be fast. Somebody can pick it immediately.
A devotee may excuse you, but Krishna will not excuse you. If you insult his devotee, the devotee may excuse, but Krishna will not excuse. This is Krishna's position. Therefore, be careful to insult a devotee. A devotee may excuse you, but Krishna will not excuse you. Krishna is so strict. and cannot tolerate any insult to his devotee. Therefore, this arrangement of fighting, Arjuna wanted. No, let them be excused. Krishna wanted. No, you must fight. You must kill them. Bhagavad Gita 1.26 to 27, London, July 21, 1973.
So we have to be very careful to offend a devotee, because the devotee, they are very forgiving by nature. But you can see why Krishna is taking all this his energy to speak about the soul to Arjuna, to convince Arjuna to fight this war. Because these people, they have offended the devotees. And because they have offended the devotees of Krishna, they need to perish. So even though the devotees are forgiven, Arjuna already forgiven, but Krishna said, no, Arjuna, no, your compassion will not work here. Okay, they are souls, so you have to do something. Okay, so now we're going to do this exercise. You have to snap it so that you don't forget, please. Are you there? You snap it. Everybody, please snap this exercise.
Yes, Prabhu.
Respond to the following question with reference to appropriate verses, analogies, and statements from the Prabhupada's purport. You take from the Prabhupada purport, Bhagavad Gita 2.21 and 27. Okay? When you are going to respond to these questions that is below, this question below, using these 2.21 and 27. So you read it, you take your answer from there to buttress your point when you want to present them. Please take note. When is violence justified? Why did Krishna, who is all loving, incite Arjuna to war? Is terrorism in the name of religion appropriate or inappropriate? Have you snapped the questions? Can I remove it?
Yes, Prabhu, I sent it to the chat.
I have a screenshot.
Thank you very much. So we are going to discuss on that for the next 10-15 minutes, okay? I'm going to put in a group. Please read the purpose that is mentioned there properly, and your answer must be based on the reference from that purport to answer the question. So you pick somebody from your group to represent your group, to present for 3 minutes, please. Okay? So as you are discussing, somebody is writing 3 minutes for the discussion. So then we have 3 minutes each for the presentation. So we are going to divide into 2 groups. And feel free to speak Tagalog, because you are going to be in the same group for your understanding. Okay? Okay, so let me put you in groups. If I come into the group also, if I don't understand, it's okay. I will come there because I'm learning Tagalog, so I will just listen to what you are saying in Tagalog. We have Guranga group, and we have Nityananda group. Nityananda. Okay. Okay, so who is going to Guranga group? Okay. Okay. And okay. No. 1 minute. Then we have okay. So please, once I click now, you will see the button on your screen, join. Please immediately join. Don't remain in this place. Thank you very much. Please go to your group. What are you doing back?
I don't know what happened, Prabhu. It sent me back here.
Oh, no. Don't do that. Okay, let me switch now. Okay. Yeah, go to your group, please. Right, Prabhu, go to your group. What is going on? You are not clicking. Go to the group. Join. Just click on the button on your screen. Oh, Krishna. You're having a network issue.
What happened?
Huh?
What happened? We got cut off from from the group.
Who cut
I
you
was
off?
sent back. I don't know. It just stopped and then it returned me back here.
Prabhuji, I'm the only person in my room. What happened? Prabhu Pitambar left.
I'm going to put it back. I don't know what they press. They press something definitely, but they will always say that the computer send them back. But surely they press something because the computer will not just send you back. So now I'm going to put them back in the group. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, Prabhu, thank you.
Don't press anything. You will go if you press.
Any question, please?
Wait, just 1 minute, okay? Because I don't know. Just click and join.
Why I'm here? I didn't see anything like join or something.
Because you have been removed. Let me send you to Nityananda group. Then I send, where's Prabhuji? Some of them have already left. Difficult, huh? Okay. I'm sending them back to you. Hare Krishna Mata. I'm not putting you in a group. Right, Prabhu, go to your group. Click on go to your group and start discussing. Mata, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Prabhu. Are you calling me?
Yeah, I know that you are there, but I didn't put in the group because I don't want to bother you.
No, it's okay. I just want to take photos.
Oh, okay, Mata. Thank you. So, that is why I just put all of them in the group, so I don't want to bother you.
Yes, thank you po.
Hare Krishna, ma'am. Let me play some Vrindavan music while you are listening, Mata. While you are here, I'll play some music for you.
Bye-bye, Prabhu Kavi.
Krishna,
Prabhu,
Raj.
kakali rin ako
Krishna. Hare Krishna, are we there?
Where is Angel and Prabhu Ryan? They're not here.
So you're all welcome back. So how was the group exercise? It was nice, fun. You enjoy yourself speaking Tagalog?
This is one of my favorite part of the lecture because we try to
Yes.
like change knowledge.
But the time is really not enough to speak so much.
Very good. Oh, the time is not enough. Okay, I gave enough time, 15 minutes. So it's all right. So now let us present the presenter who is presenting for the Goranga group. Or the Nityananda group wants to go first.
Okay, Nityananda. I will present the Nityananda group, Babuji.
Start.
Hare Krishna. So, the question number 1, when is violence is justified? So, according into the purport of 2.21, everything has its proper utility, and a man who is situated in complete knowledge know how to where to apply for a things for its proper utility. So, when we say that the violence is to be justified, it is to be done in the proper way. So, like for example, in the Mahabharata, when Draupadi was embarrassed by Duryodhan, Duryodhan, it is against the context of the law or the rules. She even called Draupadi like a prostitute and want to embarrass for in the front of many people. So this kind of violence, it's not. This is out of the context of the law. So even wait, Prabhu. When a person do this, that is in the out of the proper knowledge. So in number, wait. Wait. Saan mo akin nadala? Saan nga yun?
WhatsApp.
Why did Krishna, who is loving, incite Arjuna to war? So Krishna instruct Arjun to get into the war. This is for the supreme justice. Because Arjuna, he is a Kshatriya and he cannot discharge his duty. So in the same way, if Krishna, if Arjuna discharges his duty, that is an adharma. In the context, even in the context of the present time, if you are a Kshatriya, you cannot discharge your duty because you will get punished. And similarly, it must be concluded that the violence for supreme justice, just like Arjuna, should follow the instruction, knowing well that such violence committed in the act of fighting for Krishna is not violence at all, because at any rate, the man, or rather the soul, cannot be killed. So in the question number 3, is terrorism in the name of religion appropriate or inappropriate? So our answer, this is inappropriate, because you cannot force somebody to encourage for your religion and do a terrorism, because even in our Vaishnava culture, we are not allowed to do violence, but we can only encourage a people or defeat the mindset, the demoniac mindset of another person by defeating through knowledge. And that is the way of our culture. And
Oh, I forgot to put time for you. Now you are spending so much time.
Okay, I think that is all I can say, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for the hard work and your presentation. We really appreciate. Okay, Goranga.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I would just say something. Sorry, what was the questions again? I have to look them up. Hold on. Let me get my screenshot out. Where's the screenshot? Okay, here. When is violence justified? So, I mean, in this situation, then violence is justified because, Arjuna is a Kshatriya, actually. So all the Kshatriyas on the battlefield, they're allowed to engage in violence. That's their duty. They're allowed to fight. They're allowed to, to engage in violence. As long as it's just to establish, how to say, what's the word I'm looking for? Peace
Is
We
it
and justice.
Dharma?
cannot hear you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Allowed to, oh, sorry. I have mute on, I think.
I think the phone is away from the speaker.
Yes, but we can hear you, Prabhu Chaitanya.
Okay. Yeah, so so for the Kshatriyas, their duty is to fight, and to establish, peace through violence. Like war is sometimes necessary in order to. There was a statement there that sometimes war is necessary in these verses we read today. If I can find it. Not sure if I can find it. There was a statement here today that sometimes war is necessary. Anyway, so yeah, it's their duty, the Kshatriyas, to fight, and Krishna is also instructing Arjuna to fight. You have to do your duty. So that's it. There's no. Krishna has already, Arjuna has already accepted Krishna as his spiritual master. So, is it Mam Tam Prapranam? 2:7. So he has to do it. If his Krishna is instructing him to commit violence, then he has to do it. That's the instruction of his spiritual master. So, yeah, that's my statement there. Why did Krishna, who is all loving, incite Arjuna to war? Because those who are on the other side of the battlefield, they'd all gone against Vedic tradition, or they'd engaged in sinful. They had done atrocious activities. Even Bhima and Dronacharya, they had because they were being paid, therefore they did the wrong thing. They kept their mouth shut when something irreligious was going on, simply because they were getting paid. But they should have actually stood up for righteousness, but they didn't. So if they're unrighteous, then they should be punished. So that's why Krishna incited Arjuna to fight. And anyone who's on the battlefield, because they are performing their duty, then they will be taken birth in a higher position of life in their next life, or they may return back to Godhead. Terrorism in the name of religion. It's inappropriate. it says that religion without philosophy is sentimentalism and can sometimes turn into fanaticism. So when one becomes fanatic about their religious beliefs, then they become terrorists. And you can see that with how the Spaniards conquered South America and the Philippines, how the Muslims, how they had, invaded, sections of India, etc. And how then there was the whole fight, with Afghanistan, and then, the Sindhus, they lost their land and they had to leave. So you can see how this religious warfare it creates a bad image for religious groups, etc.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. More than 3 minutes.
You.
I think we have spent more than 5 minutes also.
Yeah.
So thank you for your contribution, because I forgot to put time for Ryan, Prabhu, so I don't want to be unjust for you. So I allow you to speak without time. Generally, when you don't give time like that, it's okay. So it's all right. So thank you very much. I want you all did well. Very nice. Nice presentation from the group, Goranga and Nityananda group. You try to answer the question, but more as time goes on, when a particular exercise is given, and it is clearly stated that we should take strength from a particular verse, we are speaking, that's the quote from come first. Prabhupada said, question. We should start with that quote from Prabhupada, because it specifically mentioned that we should use the purport of those 2 verses to support our argument. And there's enough points there in those 2 verses, purports, to support our argument. So I was expecting more to be taken from those 2 purports. Means that when assignment is given like that, when the exercise is given like that, and you're asked to focus on a particular verse, we should focus getting your answer from those verses like that. I don't know, maybe, is that okay? Do we get my point?
Yeah, actually, we
Yes,
get
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Yes, is that you should write out the quotes that you are going to use to support your argument when you're presenting. You should write it out. Okay, Prabhupada said like this here. So this is how I'm going to start. So like that, because quotes from great personalities, actually they give importance to your speech. They make your speech more authentic. Okay. Yes, Ashram Mataji, your answer is up.
Or Krishna Prabhuji. So for example, why did Krishna, who is loving and incite Arjuna to the war, we can actually connect with Prabhupada's how do you call it? Purport. A devotee may excuse you, but Krishna will not excuse you. Something like this. Is that what you're trying to?
Like that. Something like that. It's because it's mentioned in the purport there. Okay. Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. Also, there's another one also, which I was expecting. It's mentioned in the purport that for one who has killed, murdered, then capital punishment is actually is kind of purifying for such person. Somebody who has killed, capital punishment. Prabhupada mentioned in the purport of text, is it 21? Yeah. They say capital punishment is actually kind of is to help somebody who has killed. So violence is justified, and that is why Prabhupada mentioned in that particular purport that, let me go to the purport again, in why violence is justified. Prabhupada mentioned in the law book for mankind, he supported that a murderer should be condemned to death so that in his next life, he will not have to suffer for the great sin he has committed. So in the case of murder, violence is justified to purify the one who has committed such murder. Are you getting my point?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so we should learn to use Prabhupada's point like that to support our statements. It's very, very important. And then there's another point Prabhupada mentioned in the purport of 2027. Prabhupada mentioned very important point. But it says, this cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. Is it not supporting the point that why violence is justified? Is it not supporting that? Yes. That is what Prabhupada meant in that purport. Okay. And also terrorism. Is terrorism is the name of religion appropriate or inappropriate? So the answer is no, the terrorism is not appropriate because terrorism is fighting or committing violence out of ignorance. Okay, Arjuna is cited to fight because of knowledge. And that is why Krishna is giving the knowledge here. That these people on the other side, they have committed all these atrocities. So Krishna can, and also because especially they have committed all these atrocities, especially Drona and Bhishma, who were there when Draupadi was to be disrobed, and they were not able to say anything. Duryodhana committed all kinds of atrocity. He started Draupadi. He wants to kill them inside the house of fire in the flammable house. He poisoned them. He even tried to kill Bhima. You know, he took their lands. They were even telling him to give us 5 villages. Say no. Somebody who can take your house from you, he can kill you. He took over everything from them. They were even asking for 5 villages. He said, no, a place where even a pin can drive, I will not give you guys. So it was so demoniac to that extent. So, but there's nothing they can do. They have to fight back. As a Kshatriya, they cannot beg. So these are some of the points mentioned from the Prabhupada's purport in that 2 verses. And whenever we are having that group discussion, anybody who is going to give presentation, please take note. Always write points from Prabhupada's purport that we are going to use to support. Write it down. We are going to use to support your presentation. Why actually I want us to be giving the presentation for 3 minutes? I forgot. 3 minutes is enough for you to convince a very big audience for whatever you are going to give them in 3 hours. If you are able to give a very fluent and a very nice Shastric backup presentation for 3 minutes, if you can practice to be very good in your 3 minutes presentation, you can give a wonderful presentation for 3 hours. This is according to research. So when we ask you to give 3 minutes presentation, prepare yourself in such a way that in that 3 minutes, you are able to convince those you are speaking to in a very fluent and in a very nice presentation. So it's a practice. Keep on practicing on how to give a very good presentation in 3 minutes. I can assure you, you'll be able to speak a very wonderful class for 3 hours if you are able to give a 3 minutes wonderful presentation. Okay. So any comment or question?
I have a question.
Yes, please. Yes, Amadeus. Amadeus Santos.
So how come some people are so unlucky of their fate For example, Dhritarashtra doesn't have eyesight, and at the same time, he doesn't have spiritual eyes. So how come he has such a bad fate?
Huh? What's the question?
I don't
How
even
come some
understand. He has to
people,
explain to us.
how come there are some people who are so unlucky that he doesn't have physical eyes to see, and at the same time he doesn't have spiritual eyes, and
Oh, okay.
all his descendants don't have spiritual eyes. So how come someone can be so unlucky?
Yeah, he was so unlucky because in his past life, according to the scripture, he was so wicked. So he has to pay for it in this life. So it's all karma, you know. So that is why now that we are conscious, we should do things that will give us a better future life. Yes,
I mean-
Mataji, we are already 8:38. Are you not going
No,
to
you
sleep?
already answered my question, so it's okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. We
But,
can continue tomorrow, actually. No, tomorrow is Saturday. Sorry, Monday. We'll continue on Monday.
But it's
Okay.
because his
Actually,
mother,
normally, he said?
what is his name? Dhritarashtra's mother closed her eyes when they were having sex, no?
Gandhari.
Yeah. So that's why he was
What
born
happened?
blind. That's why Dhritarashtra was born blind, because his mother, closed his eyes when Vyasadeva came to
Yeah.
impregnate Amba.
Yeah. You are right. That is the material reason. There is another subtle reason behind it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for that contribution, Prabhu. The physical reason was the mother was not happy to see the physical appearance of Vyasadeva. Now, Vyasadeva is a sadhu, is a sage, so it doesn't look nice. He was not having perfume in his body. He was not dressing like a hip-hop guy, he was not having very, so he looked like a sadhu, very typical sadhu of India that you will see on the street, look tattered. So when he came and the woman saw it, no, not this again. Then the child was blind. And the second wife also, the Pandu, when the woman saw Vyasadeva again, he turned pale. He turned pale. You know what it means when somebody turn pale?
They turn white.
You understand? It becomes why? Yeah, something like that. And that is why Pandu means albino. You know what is albino? You know what is albino? Albino. You know what I mean by albino?
No color on the skin.
It's
white.
albino.
Albino, yes. We call it albino in my country, albino. Yeah. So Pandu means
Yes, it's white,
albino.
even the hair.
That is
No, in Australia we say albino.
Oh.
Yeah, albino
No, in
also we say
Australia
albino in my country, yes.
It's not.
Yes.
It's not one. They're both correct. You can say
Yes.
The
either way.
hair is white, even
Yes.
here, everything is white.
So that is the meaning of Pandu. Pandu means albino or albino. That is so because the mother was because the mother turned pale when Vyasadeva came. But the third time they sent the first woman again. The first woman said, "No, not this time again." Then she sent her maid servant. And maid servant was very comfortable because she's a maid servant, so she was very comfortable, and that is why they have Vidura, who is very intelligent. Okay.
Very knowledgeable, yes, Vidura.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. I think we stop here so that devotee can prepare to take rest so that they can wake up very early to chant. I mean to sleep early to wake up to chant, not to go to Facebook. Okay.
Oh.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much. Banja kapataru biascha. Kipasundu be bacha. Patitana pavanevio. Vaishnavio namonama. In case you want to do anything, go and read your Bhagavad Gita again. What we have read. No more Facebook tonight. Go and read Bhagavad Gita again from 13 to 27 instead of going to Facebook. Then if you sleep, you'll be dreaming of Krishna. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, everyone. See you next
Jai.
week.
Yes,
Hari
next
Bol.
Monday.